Mr. Pritam Singh.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm taking this question on behalf of the Prime Minister. Sir, last July, in a reply to a parliamentary question from the Leader of the Opposition, Senior Minister Teo said that the government will conduct an after-action review, or AAR, of our COVID-19 response when the situation has stabilized and we are out of the woods. Sir, our response to the pandemic so far can be characterized by two broad phases. In the first phase, which was from the start of the outbreak to August last year, we focused on containing the spread of the virus. Thereafter, when we had vaccinated a high proportion of people in Singapore, we shifted our approach to learn to live with the virus. For now, the pandemic is still not over, but the situation has improved. Therefore, the government has started work on the AAR, focusing on the first phase of our experience. In other words, what happened from the start of the outbreak till August 2021. The AAR is intended as a broad-ranging exercise to thoroughly analyze our experiences and review the lessons learned so that we can be better prepared for the next pandemic. We have asked the former head of civil service, Mr. Peter Ho, to oversee this process, and he has agreed to do so. The government will share the findings and lessons with the public when the AAR is completed.
Mr. Pritam Singh.
Thank you to the Minister of Finance for answering the question. Sir, as the Minister alluded, last July, Senior Minister mentioned that there were particularly severe challenges for the government and there were many valuable lessons to be learned. Likewise, only a few weeks ago at the Administrative Service Appointment and Promotion Ceremony, the Prime Minister said we will be throwing away valuable lessons for which we have paid dearly. So, sir, the public have limited to an unknown perspective on whatever shortcomings or lessons there were which were paid for dearly during COVID-19 and how we can be better ready as a country, both physically and psychologically, when another pathogen or emergency hits our shores. I thank the Minister for confirming that an AAR led by the former head of civil service is going to be conducted. Can he also share how many participants are envisaged to participate in this AAR? Will it be a whole of government exercise? And secondly, would this exercise also include reviewing emergency preparedness scenarios for the country and other scenarios such as building up indigenous manufacturing capability in critical areas, for example?
Sir, the AAR has already started, as I mentioned just now. It is indeed a whole of government endeavor. Mr. Peter Ho has been given access to all information with regard to the government's response. He will do a thorough exercise in reviewing the government's response, which is our intent, to learn thoroughly and rigorously from what we have experienced so far in order that we can do better for the next pandemic, which will surely come. This was also the approach we took and when we reviewed the lessons from SARS, which is why, as Minister Ong said just now, we put in place the DOSCON framework, we set up NCID, and likewise, we will learn many lessons, many useful lessons from COVID-19, particularly the first phase of the experience so far, and we will use these lessons to improve our response for the next pandemic. And to the second question that Mr. Singh asked, indeed, the lessons that we hope to derive from this AAR will be wide-ranging and will include how we can be more resilient as a nation, how we can improve our supply chains, how we can improve our national resiliency in a broad range of areas.
Thank you, Speaker. Can I ask the Minister whether the AAR would also include a more detailed assessment of how our $100 billion COVID spending has been spent?
Sir, the AAR will be broad-ranging, as I said. It will look at the whole range of issues, but the focus, there are many things that the AAR will cover, but the focus will really be on strategic issues of strategic and national importance, which will enable us to learn and do better, be better prepared for the next pandemic. I'm sure everyone will agree that it is in our shared interest to achieve that objective. The question that Mr. Leong asked really is more pertaining to accountability with regard to money spent, which is an important issue, but I think slightly different one, and MOF will be happy to take that up, and we do that with regard to all areas of spending, and where relevant, we will put out information on how the monies are spent. But let the AAR focus on the more strategic and important issues that will enable us to be better prepared for the next pandemic.